you're built like a Marine, no sub. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. Today, and only today, we are here to do actually something a little different, right? Which is reviewing a movie. You know, we rarely get to do this. We sort of, we got to do a Sonic movie. And I think the time before that, shit, I don't even remember what the last movie review we don't do many of these, but here we are. We got to talk about Dragon Ball Super Hero. Now, obviously, because Toei is Toei, I'm not going to be showing footage or, a trailer in the background or something, so you're going to have to take my word for it. I assume if you have a care about Dragon Ball, you already know what this movie sort of looks like in some way. But yeah, I wanted to sit down, give my thoughts on the movie. Now that I've watched it, I give it a bit of, time to marinate. I've seen a couple of the scenes again. I thought, what, let's sit down, let's get into it, let's talk about it. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I will be time stamping. All right, you will see the bar time stamped. All right, I'm going to timestamp. The first half of this video is going to be a spoiler-free review. Second half is going to be spoiler filled. All right, so you have your two halves of the video. You can watch however long you want to watch it for. That's how it's going to be. But first half of it, I'm going to keep it spoiler free. Second half, I will go into spoilers. So for the spoiler free part, first of all, just a quick shout out to the movie. I just saw this on Twitter. The numbers are starting to come in. Dragon Ball Super Hero has had a stronger than expected 10.8 million Friday opening day at the US box office, breaking a 23-year-old record as best opening day of all time for an anime. That's versus Demon Slayer's 9.5 million and Pokemon the first movie's 10.1 million. So that's pretty incredible that this movie that was actually being judged a lot for not having great marketing is just getting crazy views. Now, I'm not even joking, right? This is me joking around. I genuinely think Fortnite has a massive thing to do with this. Obviously all the pre-hype for the Fortnite stuff and the main event. I think a lot of people were just back into Dragon Ball mode, right? And they were looking up like, oh wait, there's this movie like in the game. You could see a movie clip for Dragon Ball Super Heroes. So I think what's gonna happen is like, what's been happening is people are seeing that, they're like, oh, when does this come out? Oh, perfect, it's out this weekend, let's go. And like, I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but that's not the case. Like, you already have like the fact that Dragon Ball is big in the West, so a lot of the fans were gonna go anyway. But now you have this extra boon of people, that grew up with Dragon Ball, haven't been into Dragon Ball in a while or whatever, or even just had no idea this movie was coming out this weekend because the marketing hasn't been too great. Now they all, know, and they're all going and they're all talking about it and all that stuff. So really happy that's doing well. But guys, my thoughts on this movie, spoiler freestyle. I loved it. I was really surprised in a good way. Now, going into this, it's interesting because ever since this movie was announced, it's been like they sort of set expectations very early on with this movie. They were like, hey, this isn't going to hit the heights of Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's going to be more of a Battle of God style movie, where it's very heartfelt, but it has a lot of good action. And that's sort of where this movie is. Like, there's some moments where in terms of crazy visuals, you're on that level of Broly, but in a lot of like the Dragon Ball style, it's got that heart and comedy that people really love from Dragon Ball. So it's right there in the middle for them. And I honestly think that's almost where I place them. I would put like, Dragon Ball Super Broly still number one. I still think that movie was a dream come true. And I think we might not live to see it, at least for a very long time. We'll live to see it, but not for a long time. But like, I still think Dragon Ball Super Broly is number one. I would say this is number two. My number three would be Battle of Gods, and number four would be Resurrection F. This is just part of the modern DB movies. And man, speaking of Resurrection F, bro, I was talking about this online yesterday. Let me go and grab this real quick. Also, excuse my sniffling. I'm a little sicky. I don't know why this happens to me in the morning, but it is what it is. But yeah, how did we let them get away with this in Resurrection F, dude? How did we, bro? Look at my boy Gohan here versus here, where in Super Hero, where he looks like a menace, a god, a legend. That guy, bro, for real. I'm so happy they fixed him. And speaking of fixing him, yeah, Dragon Ball Super Hero, I loved him. And I think if you're someone who has been, waiting for a long time for the side characters to get a shine, because a lot of what's been criticized about, you know, Dragon Ball Super in general has been that it's the Goku and Vegeta show. Now obviously Tournament of Power sort of alleviated that a little bit, because, you know, they had so many characters fighting. You know, Goku Black Arc has Trunks, but obviously it's just focused on those two. But a lot of those criticisms, you know, are valid, but this movie completely fixes that. Like, this is legitimately, like, aside from, I don't even think Goku and Vegeta are in this movie for more than 8 minutes at max, you know what I mean? I really think it's like 8 to, I wouldn't even say 10 minutes, I would say literally 8 minutes of Goku and Vegeta screen time, and Beerus Whis, like that planet, sort of in its side thing. And I think that works to this movie's benefit. And I like focusing in on, you know, the Earth Gang, on Piccolo, on Gohan, Krillin, all these people, I think worked better. And man, dude, I gotta say, like, Piccolo stands out so much in this movie. He's so lovable. You know, you get to hang out with him, you know, see how he's living like in a chill way in life. He's training Pan now, which I think is really adorable, you know, that he's continuing on this legacy of, you know, training the kids, because, you know, his bum ass, Gohan's bum ass and Goku's bum ass, you know, always busy doing stuff. But so you get to love Piccolo even more here, and that really stood out to me. But Gohan especially, man, he's back, bro. Like, listen, man, I'm a Gohan fanboy, heart, you know, from heart to heart. You know, he's my guy, he's my boy, you know, grew up with him, and seeing him grow up, you know, I was always happy with the path he took. You know, I was always happy that, hey, like, he wanted to live a more chill life, but I feel like this movie handles it better than it is in like, you know, Dragon Ball Super, because like there's like another shot of him that explains it the most, you know, where like there's one shot in Dragon Ball, you know, Super, where this is Gohan's style in Dragon Ball Super, and it looks really weird, dude. I'm trying to see if there's that other picture. There was like another picture of it that I'm trying to find, but either way, like, this was the style he had in Dragon Ball Super, and like it's Super, his hair's a little spiked back, but it still looks weird here, right? Even in his nerdy self form, like, he just looks more natural, you know, he acts a little more naturally. Like, there's something about it that sticks out a bit. I don't know, he does it really well. I really love Gohan. They hone in on just how adorable he is, but also how strong he is. And that's like, obviously, you know, one of the highlights of the movie is that if you wanted Gohan back in the front of the line, oh, you get that. Oh, you definitely get that. And it's just so hyped, dude. You get that, you get Piccolo fighting alongside him, that stuff's hype. It's cool seeing the Red Ribbon Army back. Like, I like that idea, you know. It's really like, it's a small scale story for sure. It has big stakes, but still a small scale story. And, you know, it has a lot of conveniences, you know, of stuff like, you know, why is it this happening, that happening? But hey, man, listen, it's Dragon Ball. At the end of the day with Dragon Ball, you know, you just gotta have fun with it. And I think that's something, you know, a lot of people sometimes lose sight of. Like, hey, like, I understand, you know, it could be written better, like a lot of modern anime, but listen, Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball. It's meant to be silly, funny. And also, speaking of funny, this movie's funny. Like, in the theater I was in, there were quite a few moments where you get a laugh out of stuff. If you're a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, there's a lot of good jokes and stuff that you'll get. You're like, oh shit, that's really cool. But overall, man, I was very happy. And honestly, you know, obviously a big talking point for this movie has been the art style, right? The CG sort of action style that's going on. And, you know, even now it's sort of come to mixed reception. Here's my stance on it. I think in combat, right, it's immaculate. I think a lot of times in the combat when they're fighting, it looks amazing. Like, it looks so good. I think the times where it looks kind of awkward is when the characters are sort of like standing and talking to each other, where like sometimes you look at them from far, they look a little weird, or their movements are, they feel slow. And I think it's because of the 24 FPS thing. But there's something about it, like, there are moments where it feels like here's a very high definition, you know, Xenoverse or Arc System Works cutscene, you know, and I think I can definitely notice that. But in combat, like, legitimately, the visuals, the effects, and the facial expressions, everything go insane. Like, it almost looks like it's 2D. It's just really well made. I understand what they were saying when they said they were trying to make, you know, a new kind of art style, because, you know, we've all seen anime do, you know, CG, but it doesn't really work really well. But I felt like here it looked really unique and extravagant, and I really love that. Especially visual effects. Like, I think visual effects popped off. You also had the two new characters, Gamma 1 and 2, which are like the gray android dudes you've seen in the marketing. Don't underestimate those dudes. They are amazing. They're one of the best parts of the movie. They're full of heart. They're hype. They're cool. You know, you'll learn to love them, especially. And I think that's a big part of this movie, is that at its core, right, it reminds me a lot of Battle of Gods, right, where it's, here's a Dragon Ball movie, you know, that is full of heart and funny and comedy and action. You know, I think the action was better here. There's more fights you get, but it's so cool, some of the stuff, and there's some crazy surprises. You know, I don't want to spoil it till we get the spoiler part of this, but there's some sick surprises. So if you're a fan, you know, not even just Gohan and Piccolo, you get a lot of the other guests. Like, this movie is fully Earth based, so if you want to see a lot of those characters, you will be very happy. And I love Dragon Ball Super Hero. I think it is a really nice surprise for the fans, and I think like a lot of the fans just really love or enjoy this movie so far, because it's dope, man. It's fun. Like, it's a good time. I love it. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I adore it. So that's that for the spoiler free part of this. So if you do not want spoilers, you know, if you've not seen this movie, go watch it. Come back for the second half. All right, so guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bro, Beast Gohan, holy shit, that form is raw. Like, oh my god, is it raw, dude? Okay, let me tell you guys what happened here. The only thing I ever saw was the first trailer, right? And the little clips, you know, they would put once it aired in Japan and people were going crazy on the timeline, I had to mute everything Dragon Ball. I literally muted everything. I stayed away from everything. So I went to this movie blind. The only thing I knew, right, was that Gohan was gonna have a new form, because I would scroll through my timeline, see this style a bit, and I would scrub through it really quickly so that I don't really see it. So that's all I knew. But seeing that form, like, actually, you know, sitting and seeing it straight up, immaculate, bro. Beast God looks so sick, and I like, you know, how he's got the massive bang. It's sort of like a ridiculous version of UI. And again, speaking on like the CG, like, there's one part where it looks really stupid, which is at the end when he's standing with Piccolo, and they're talking about their forms. That looks kind of dumb, but in like motion and where it mattered most, it looked amazing, man. I really love the look of Beast Gohan and Piccolo, right? You get Orange Piccolo out there. Dude, Orange Piccolo, what a cool form. In general, Piccolo, dude, what a standout, bro. From him, you know, taking care of Pan to when he's sneaking into the Red Ribbon Army. And I love how the movie sort of breaks the fourth wall, right, where Piccolo is sort of like trying to make us happy by like trying to break Gohan, like the way he's just like, let's just trick your dad, you know, let's go ahead, Pat, just mess with him, it'll be fine, you know, he'll grow in power. Like, that stuff was crazy, dude. I love, and I know a lot of you did, I love that scene where, you know, Gohan finds out, like, you know, that they kidnapped Pan, and the frame he finds out, he like leaves the house, he like energizes, you see like the hole on the ground shatter. Like, that is, I love that so much, man. You get Gohan in this movie, bro. You get him, and it's so cool to see that style of Gohan back. It's so cool, you know, seeing Piccolo give him shit, you know, be like, hey man, you've been slacking on your training and you're not taking care of your kid, so why don't you do something? And Gohan's like, oh shit, like, yeah, probably. I love that. What else is another cool spoiler thing? Yeah, so Piccolo, right, obviously, you know, you get Piccolo, he gets this new form, what's it called? He gets this new form, the Orange Piccolo. I thought it looked cool. I thought it was a cool look where he's like, you know, a little more buff, a little bigger. He's got the orange style. He's more strong. Like, I really love that and appreciate that. Now, obviously, talking about that reminds me of the Dragon Balls, right? Bro, Bulma ass all over this movie. Her ass is everywhere, bro. Like, she's like, you know, she's on the couch, the way she's sitting is sexual, the way they pan on her ass when she's like, you know, doing the dishes is insane. Like, the way she keeps asking Shenron for more cosmetics, and it's hilarious, dude. And even like, I love how Piccolo just points out, like, you're using the Dragon Balls for plastic surgery, and it's just hilarious. It's so funny, dude. It was so funny. So many of those jokes landed. And speaking of Bro, speaking of simping, my boy Beerus folding for Chile as he should. As he should. She is a baddie, bro. I would do anything for Chile. I would do anything. She's the best, right? Man, I was so disappointed that Broly didn't do anything, because you get a glimpse of him, you know, training and fighting him a little bit. But he sits down, you know, and I like how Vegeta's a little scared of him. And yet, if you stay to the post-credit scene, Vegeta won! Vegeta won a fight. Now, obviously, you know, I know like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, they're not in their super forms or their ultra instinct forms or whatever, right? I get that, right? But that was nice. That was a nice moment to have Vegeta, you know, win the fight there. It felt really good. You can tell Toriyama had nothing to do with that part, because he would have never let that happen. But yeah, no, I was so happy about that. A lot of people told me actually that they didn't go to the post-credits. But wait, we haven't talked about this. Go on. Yeah, dude. Go on doing the special beam cannon. That was raw. That was one of the smartest, most clever, like unexpected things out there. Because you think he's just, you know, gonna do his Kamehameha against, you know, Cell. That makes sense. We haven't even talked about Cell Max yet. But yeah, no, I think like, dude, go on doing the special beam cannon is so raw. The visual style he had with it too, everything like that was immaculate. And speaking of Beast going, I wish we got a bit more, because I was rewatching, you know, clips, because people on TikTok just upload this movie left and right. He does stay a little less longer than I would have liked, because all he really does, you know, is he blocks the punch, right? He kicks him and he does the special beam cannon. That's really all Beast Gohan does. I wish you would have gotten a bit more, you know, of a crazy combat. I feel like they almost teased a bit too much, you know what I mean? Like, I think like it looks amazing, it's a sick form, but I hope we get more of it, because that like I felt like it was a little short how much time we got with it. Because even Gogeta, which should be the big, you know, here's like a minute of this character too, even Gogeta was there for a solid, you know, few minutes for the big final fight. So I would have liked that. But either way, like, just the look of it, the special beam cannon, even at the end when Piccolo's like, where'd you learn that move? Like, where'd you learn that move? He's like, I hate Trent. So that was adorable, you know. It shows you once again just how lovable Piccolo is, how lovable Gohan is, and even Krillin, right? I love, you know, Krillin showing up with Bulma in 18 and what's it called? Bulma's like, I brought all the mightiest warriors and Krillin, and it's cool because you forget sometimes, you know, Bulma and Krillin are like best friends, you know, since childhood. So it's cool to see that they still have their like dynamic as friends still there. I love that. Goten and Trunks, man, I gotta say, I felt a little cucked, man. As a big Gotenks fan, bro, I felt a little cucked that we didn't get to see, you know, Gotenks regularly fused. We got Fat Tanks, which is still cool. I still like Fat Tanks, but I wish we had gotten like a look of what Gotenks looks like as, you know, teen Gotenks basically. But I'm sure one day we'll get that. Even it was so weird seeing Goten older. Like, it was just so weird hearing him. He didn't sound like a little shithead. It was very weird, but it was cool, man. It was nice. Trunks, you know, obviously still cool. But yeah, overall, man, I'm trying to think, like, Dr. Hedo, right? Because Dr. Hedo's one of the new guys. He was cool. I like Dr. Hedo. He was actually like a nicer character than I thought he would be. I didn't expect him to have this whole thing where he's sort of just a nice dude who just wants money for his research. You know, he's not necessarily just like an evil, little weird hero guy, you know. But Dr. Hedo was really cool. Magenta, I think his name is. He was hilarious, bro. Very sleazy, red ribbony. Charles Martinet killed it as him. I watched in the dub. That was dope. And we gotta talk about the Gammas, bro. My boy, first of all, I can't believe they killed Gamma 2. Like, I actually cannot believe they actually did that. I hope what they, cause like, I assume he will. I assume Dr. Hedo will be like, hey, I've built Gamma 2 again, or something. You know how Dragon Ball is. No one's really dead. But yeah, it's like, what's it called? Gamma 2 was my boy. If you know me, right, you know Gamma 2 is a Fidel ass character, right? The way he just likes his showmanship, the way he gets really excited. I love that he has this thing where, like, because at first Cell points out, like, why can't I see your visual effects? And I thought that was just a funny fourth wall break, but no, it's like he actually has, like, you know, a holographic what's it called, attack text that pops up when he does his moves. And I thought that was adorable. Like, I thought that was so cool, such a clever thing, and such a cool way to emphasize this character. And going into this movie, I was worried that, you know, these two are just gonna be, all right, they're just gonna be like these cool, funny little dudes, but they were really lovable. Even Gamawani is like really cool. Like, it's cool that they also convert, you know. At first you think they're bad, but you know, typical Dragon Ball style, like, hey, misunderstanding here, we don't have to fight, this is the real problem. And it worked out for them. Also, fuck them for making Boo sleep again. Boo, wake up, buddy. I am sick of you sleeping all the time. Wake up, bro. You need to do some shit. But yeah, no, I loved Gamma 2 and all that. Now we gotta talk about Cell Max. Now, I hadn't seen this at all, you know, like at all. The most, you know, was that I felt like it was going to be Cell. You know, I was, because we were speculating for a long time who was going to be in that pod. I just had a feeling it would be Cell. You know, you're going to have a movie emphasized on Gohan. You've got, you know, these people in a lab, you know, mentioning androids and Dr. Gero and all these people. It just made sense that it was going to be Cell. It was a little more of an unexpected Cell than I expected. Like, he was sort of just zombie Cell almost, or Bio Broly, like some people are saying, where it's like he's just a thing. So he doesn't really know them or can talk or anything, but it was really cool having this sort of kaiju fight in Dragon Ball, like seeing Piccolo grow big to fight him, seeing, you know, Android 18 and Krillin and Fat Texter go around and trying to attack him. But Gamma 2's sacrifice was so sick visually, especially the way he launches up into space. You see him charging up, it looks massive, he goes down, destroys him. So really loved that. But yeah, Cell Max, I think it's a cool design. I think it looked really cool. I would have loved it. I would have loved this if, I don't know, if somehow Cell, you know, had some of the memories of Cell, saw Gohan and like freaked out, or something. Like, that would have been crazy cool as like a little nod or reference. But it's fine, you know, I would have liked that, but it's not what I expected. But yeah, no, it was sort of just a cool kaiju crazy sound. I just love that. I love also that the final attack just mirrors the Raditz fight, you know, where it's like Piccolo grabbing onto an enemy and getting special beam cannoned. I thought that was really dope. Now obviously he doesn't die like Goku does, but it's the same idea, and I just really loved that. But yeah, man, I think overall, like I said before, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, it's so fun, man. It's so fun, it's so full of heart, it's so funny, and it's really lovable. It really is like a legitimate middle ground between DBS Broly and Dragon Ball, what's called Battle of Gods, where they have their heart in comedy, but they have really sick action. Once the action is going, it's going, man. I just really loved it. Pan, adorable, bro. Shout out to Pan when she's doing her little run around the school or fighting the guards or whatever. Just fantastic overall. So guys, let me know what you all think of Dragon Ball Superhero as a fan. You know, if you haven't watched in a while, Dragon Ball, let me know how you thought about it. I was very happy, man. What a banger. So guys, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.